Living in South Korea as an expat or foreigner can be an exciting and rewarding experience, but like any country, there are certain cultural, legal, and practical aspects you should be aware of to ensure a safe and smooth stay. Here are some things to be careful about. 1. Cultural sensitivity and etiquette. Respect for hierarchy. South Korea places a strong emphasis on respect for elders and social hierarchy. This is especially important in work settings, schools, and social situations. Always address people with the proper honorifics, like "Seonjangnim" for a teacher or older person. Politeness and manners. Being polite is very important. Bowing is a common greeting, and it's important to use both hands when handing something to someone older or in a position of authority. Group mentality. Koreans tend to have a group-oriented culture. It's common for people to do things together, like eating meals or going out. So showing enthusiasm for group activities is often appreciated. 2. Language barrier. Learn basic Korean while English is widely taught. Especially in cities like Seoul, it is not universally spoken. Learning a few essential phrases, such as greetings, "안녕하세요" for hello, and "thank you," "감사합니다," can go a long way. Signage and communication. In smaller cities or rural areas, English may not be common, and most signs are in Korean. Use translation apps like Google Translate or Papago for easier navigation. 3. Visa and immigration status. Stay legally. Ensure that you are always compliant with Korean immigration laws. Keep track of your visa status, and make sure to renew it on time. Alien registration card. All foreigners are required to apply for an ARC within 90 days of arriving in Korea. This card serves as your ID and is needed for various services, like opening a bank account or renting an apartment. Work permits. If you're working, make sure that your visa status matches your employment situation. There are specific visas for teaching, business, and other professions. 4. Transportation and travel. Public transportation. South Korea's public transportation system, subways, buses, and taxis, is efficient and affordable. Be aware of rush hour traffic, particularly in major cities like Seoul. During peak hours, public transport can get very crowded. Taxis. While taxis are generally safe, be cautious about the language barrier. Most taxi drivers do not speak English, so it can help to have your destination written in Korean. Pedestrian rules. Be mindful of pedestrian rules, especially when crossing streets. While traffic laws exist, pedestrians often cross streets without waiting for the signal, and drivers might not always stop for pedestrians at crosswalks. 5. Healthcare system. National health insurance. South Korea has a universal healthcare system, and if you're working, you'll be automatically enrolled in the National Health Insurance (NHI). You'll pay a percentage of your income toward this, and you can receive healthcare benefits at hospitals or clinics. Private health insurance. Some expats choose to get private health insurance for additional coverage, especially for specialist care or international travel. Medical care. Medical care in Korea is generally excellent, but the language barrier can sometimes make it difficult to navigate. If you're in need of medical attention, consider visiting hospitals or clinics that cater to foreigners or have English-speaking staff. 6. Money and banking. Currency. The local currency is the South Korean won KRW. Credit cards are widely accepted, but some places, especially smaller businesses or markets, may only accept cash. Bank accounts. To open a bank account in Korea, you will need an alien registration card (ARC) and proof of address. Be aware that some banks may not have English-speaking staff, so it can be useful to have a Korean-speaking friend or use translation apps. Tipping. Tipping is not customary in South Korea, and may even be seen as rude or unnecessary. 7. Safety and crime. Low crime rate. South Korea has a relatively low crime rate, particularly violent crime. However, petty theft and scams do occur occasionally. Always be mindful of your belongings, especially in crowded places. Scams. Be cautious of common scams targeting foreigners, such as fake job offers or fraudulent schemes. Always verify the authenticity of offers, and never share personal information with strangers. Emergency numbers. The emergency number for police in South Korea is 112. And for fire or medical emergencies, it is 119. 8. Housing and rental laws. Rental agreements. Housing in South Korea can be competitive, particularly in cities like Seoul. There are different types of rental contracts, including the Jaeon's lump sum deposit and Wholesale monthly rent with deposit systems. Be clear about the terms of your lease, including the amount of the deposit and monthly rent. Tenant rights. As a foreigner, ensure that you fully understand your rental agreement and rights. Lease agreements can be in Korean, so it's important to get help from a translator or a local if you're not confident in the language. 9. Food and dietary differences. Spicy food. Korean cuisine is often spicy, with many dishes using chili paste, gochujang or chili flakes. If you're not used to spicy food, be cautious, especially with dishes like kimchi, tteokbokki, or spicy stews. Food safety. Korean food is generally safe to eat, but it's always wise to make sure your food is from a reputable source. Street food is popular, but be mindful of hygiene standards. Dietary restrictions. If you have dietary restrictions, e.g., vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, be aware that some Korean dishes may not meet those needs. However, it is increasingly easy to find international food stores and restaurants catering to various dietary preferences. 10. Socializing and building relationships. Group culture is mentioned. Koreans often prefer socializing in groups, especially at work. Be open to joining group activities like dinners or outings. Building friendships. Making close friends in Korea might take time, as the social culture can be more reserved compared to Western cultures. Showing genuine interest in people's lives and respecting their culture will help foster long-term relationships. 11. Handling emergencies. Natural disasters. South Korea occasionally faces natural disasters, such as earthquakes or typhoons. Keep an eye on the weather and follow any government-issued advisories. Earthquakes. Though not as common as in some other countries, earthquakes do happen in Korea. Familiarize yourself with safety procedures for earthquakes, and keep an emergency kit with essentials in your home. Final tips. Stay informed. Keep yourself updated on local news, and join expat groups or communities to stay connected with others. Respect the culture. Demonstrating an effort to understand and respect the local culture will help you integrate smoothly. Trust your instincts if something feels off. Trust your intuition and take the necessary precautions. By being mindful of these factors, you can enjoy your time in Korea while staying safe and culturally aware.